Wait, picture this. It's maybe Tuesday morning, you go to power up your computer, your work machine, maybe your home PC, and something's wrong. Really wrong. Everything, all your files, project folders, photos, tax stuff, it's all got this weird file extension you can't open. And sitting right there on your desktop, a text file, demanding, say, $500 in Bitcoin, that feeling, that cold spike of just utter panic, and the first thing you do is jump to Google, right? That exact moment, that's what we're diving into today. We're looking at insights from a really sharp Substack focused on incident response, IR-7, it's called. And it tackles that really crucial question. When do you stop frantically Googling and just, call for backup?
Yeah, and this isn't about feeling bad about your tech skills, not at all. This deep dive is really about efficiency, about managing risk, and honestly managing your own stress levels. The core idea from this Substack is figuring out when a problem, like that ransomware scenario, crosses a line. When does trying to fix it yourself go from saving a few bucks to actually making things worse? We need a way to see that line before we cross it.
Right. And let's talk about the psychology first, because the Substack really nails this. Why are we so resistant to calling for help with tech stuff? Like, if a pipe bursts, you call a plumber, no question. Legal issue, lawyer. But the computer, we feel this pressure to fix it ourselves.
Well, it taps into our sense of competence, doesn't it? Pride, maybe. We think, I should be able to handle this. Admitting you can't feels like, I don't know, admitting you're digitally lagging behind or something. And the Substack explains this creates a real barrier. We tell ourselves, oh, I just need to find the right forum post, or maybe there's a free tool. And suddenly you've burned hours trying to save, maybe $150?
So what happens when pride wins out over just getting it fixed? What's the actual cost?
Delay, mostly. And often, unfortunately, making the problem worse. The Substack highlights that in those first few panicked hours of DIY troubleshooting, people sometimes delete crucial log files an expert would need, or worse.
Worse how?
They might inadvertently corrupt their backups trying to clean them, or spread the infection further without realizing it. They're not trying to mess things up, obviously, but the outcome is the same.
Okay, so let's contrast the two paths the analysis lays out, sticking with that ransomware example. The going it alone path sounds pretty grim.
It really is. It's described as just hours of stress and confusion. You're maybe spending half a day digging for free decryption tools, finding out they're outdated for this specific strain. Then maybe another few hours lost reading endless debates online about whether paying the ransom even works or if it's ethical. And all the while, you're completely paralyzed, unsure what to do next.
And the Substack points out this corrosive self-doubt too, right? Like, did it get my backup drive when I plugged it in yesterday? Are my bank passwords safe? You just don't know.
Exactly. So the typical outcome there, maybe 3 days later, you're exhausted, stressed out, your files are likely still gone, and you have absolutely zero confidence the underlying infection is actually removed. You've lost time, maybe made things worse.
Okay, so that's path one. Now, path two, getting professional help right away. How different does that look according to the Substack?
It's night and day, really. It skips the panic Googling phase entirely. You call a local computer repair shop, one you've hopefully identified beforehand, that specifically handles security incidents. They know the drill.
What do they do differently?
They immediately know how to isolate the machines safely. They can check your backups properly without risking infecting them further. They have the tools and knowledge to actually remove the current threat, not some 2-year-old version. And critically, they help secure things going forward.
What struck me in the analysis was the cost benefit. It mentioned something like, $150 in maybe an afternoon?
That was the average finding, yeah. Around $150 in an afternoon's work for a professional fix. And think about what that buys you. Peace of mind, actual removal, advice on prevention.
And you get back those 3 days you would have spent tearing your hair out.
Precisely. It makes a powerful case for valuing your own time and sanity over that service fee. The cost of delay, the stress, the risk of making it worse, it just massively outweighs the cost of getting competent help quickly. So, okay, lesson 1 is knowing when to call for help. Lesson 2, which the Substack really emphasizes, is being prepared before you need it. The core message here is crystal clear. Don't wait until you're staring at that ransom note at 2 a.m. to figure out who to call. You need to have your resources lined up now while things are calm.
Right. It's like knowing where the fire extinguisher is before the fire starts, isn't it? You don't want to be reading the instructions while the kitchen's full of smoke. And the analysis breaks down the kinds of resources you need to pre-identify. It groups them into 2 main buckets, recognizing that tech problems often spill over into identity theft risks.
Exactly. So first, for the technical side, the actual infection or malfunction, you need a couple of contacts ready. Number one, a local computer repair shop, but not just any shop. One that explicitly says they handle security issues, malware removal, data recovery. You need specialists.
And checking them out now, reading reviews, seeing what they actually list as services, that's key.
Absolutely vet them now. The second technical contact, and this is one people often forget, is your internet service provider's security support line.
Really. The ISP.
Yeah, sometimes they can spot weird network traffic related to an infection or offer some initial guidance, especially if your main computer is totally locked up and you can't even browse for help. It's another tool in the toolbox.
Okay, that covers the tech side. What about the identity theft angle, which feels even more urgent sometimes?
It often is. For that, the Substack stresses immediate access to financial and potentially government resources. First, stop your bank. And not just the general customer service number. Find their dedicated fraud hotline, save it in your phone, and crucially, ask them now if they offer any kind of identity theft recovery program. Some bigger banks actually have teams that help you clean up the mess.
That's a really important distinction the Substack makes, isn't it? The difference between just monitoring your credit and actually getting help fixing identity theft.
Oh, it's huge. Standard credit monitoring just, tells you your house is on fire. It sends an alert. Identity theft recovery assistance is like having someone who actually calls the fire department for you, deals with the insurance, helps with the police report, guides you through replacing documents. It's active help, not just a notification.
And that kind of assistance might already be included with a credit card or maybe through employee benefits.
Correct. Many premium cards or even some employers offer this. You need to check now if you have that resource available. It's incredibly valuable if the worst happens.
And the final piece for identity theft prep.
Have the official government resource bookmarked or noted down, identitytheft.gov. It provides clear, reliable steps, cutting through all the noise and conflicting advice you'd find if you were Googling in a panic.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've talked about the problem, the costs, the preparation. What does this all mean for you listening right now? The Substack wraps up with a really practical quick task action plan. This isn't just theory, it's homework.
Yeah, it argues that literally 10 minutes spent today on 3 specific tasks can drastically cut your risk and speed up your recovery if something bad happens. Think of it as the ultimate security shortcut, something you can do almost right now.
Okay, task number 1.
Find your bank's dedicated fraud number. Not the main line, the fraud line. It's usually an 800 number somewhere on their site or the back of your card. Save it in your phone contacts right now under something easy to find like bank fraud support. Don't rely on being able to look it up if your main device is compromised.
Makes sense. Task 2.
Check your primary credit card. Look at the benefits guide online or call them. Do they offer identity theft assistance or recovery services, not just monitoring? If yes, note down the details, the hotline, the provider name. Know if you have that safety net.
Got it. And task 3.
This circles back to the tech problem. Find a local, independent computer repair shop online. Look specifically for mentions of security, malware, ransomware services on their website. Check their reviews. Just identify one potential place before you desperately need them. Do that basic vetting now.
So what does this all mean? Completing these quick tasks, this preparation, this is the real shortcut, isn't it?
Absolutely. It puts you on that faster, less stressful path, the $150 one afternoon professional fix pack we talked about, instead of the 3-day nightmare of DIY panic and potential data loss.
It's about minimizing the damage before it even happens.
Exactly. To sum it all up, the core lesson from this Substack's analysis isn't about becoming a cybersecurity guru yourself. It's that your most valuable asset in a crisis isn't some deep technical skill. It's simply knowing who to call. Having that contact info for reliable, specialized help ready to go is probably the single most effective incident response control you can put in place today.
And the Substack notes that covering this topic actually rounds out its look at, I think, 7 key incident response controls. It shows the kind of layered preparation that's possible if you approach this proactively.
That's right. It's about building resilience.
So let's leave you with this final thought to consider. If getting that $500 ransomware nightmare professionally solved costs maybe $150 in an afternoon, what's the real value, the hourly rate, if you like, of the stress, the lost time, the uncertainty you avoid by not trying to be your own hero for 3 days straight? Think about that peace of mind, and then seriously, go do those quick tasks right now.